Recently, I watched
Motel Hell.
this is a 1980s horror film, specifically just 1980 directly, about a guy who smokes meats, and it turns out there's some shady shit happening on the underbelly of all that. It has Rory Calhoun and Nancy Parsons, as well as Nina Axelrod and Paul Link as the main various characters. And it is definitely, again, more in the schlocky horror vein, kind of like what I've been talking about recently, and is much more of a dark comedy while also having some pretty terrifying aspects to it. So let's go ahead and get right in. Essentially, there is this man who happens to be out on the road while this guy crashes a motorcycle, and he happens to be able to save the girl that was on the back of the motorcycle. This girl is pretty attractive and not at all around this country area where there aren't very many ladies around, except for Vincent's inbred sister, or at least I believe is inbred.
You're eating out my heart and soul, babe.
And so Vincent believes, because he has a long or a big spiritual faith and a long history of believing in God, that this girl was meant to be saved by him. From there, we move on to see what exactly their lives are like, and we get this really creepy scene where we kind of start to get more questions about what exactly is in the sausage.
It's like I've never really tasted ham before.
It's true. It just ain't possible to go back to regular smoked meats after you tried Vincent's.
For example, they talk about how they cooked their family dog because it pissed off their grandma, and then fed it to the grandma. She knew what it was and she loved it, and so they started smoking all sorts of different various animals and critters in order to get Vincent's meats.
One day she asked me to shush it for her. I shushed it all right.
Now, this clearly really off-puts the girl that was saved, and the other thing I will say is this girl that was saved really doesn't have much backstory. We never find out who she was, where she came from. All we know is that the guy that she was on the motorcycle with, she was in love with, and that guy is now dead. She seemingly mopes around the house for a couple of days before assimilating into the life of Vincent, which I don't really understand why she never tried to flee and go home. We also get some other weird events. There is one really funny scene where basically these women drive up and they see these cows in the middle of the road, and they think they might be fake, but they're not 100% sure. So one girl gets out with the gun in order to, go over and try to move the cows. However, again, they are actually pretty obviously fake. And then at the last moment, when she goes up to the cows and starts to move and shows, oh no, it's like a sign, it's a fake cow, then this fucking Vincent guy pops out and then puts some laughing gas or something on her to knock her out. It wasn't laughing gas, but put some shit on her in order to knock her out. Now, this scene was probably one of my favorite scenes because it felt so fucking Scooby-Doo. A lot of this entire thing feels like a very adult Scooby-Doo or TV special, and I really enjoy that aspect of this film. It's really absurd and crazy, but really darkly funny at many points as well. Throughout this period where we find out Vincent is kidnapping people and doing these various things, we also see that his brother, this sheriff, is trying to get at the girl who was saved, and she's really just not having any of it.
Bruce.
He then, leaves her as well as Vincent and the sister to be to their own devices a little bit. And we then find out that basically Vincent was the one who caused the motorcycle accident at the beginning that caused the girl's boyfriend to die and caused her to now have to be trapped with him. We also find out that the people that he is killing or kidnapping on the road, he then slices their vocal cords and puts them underneath the ground in like this almost like pumpkin patch style thing of various heads.
Let's see what we got here.
They make these terrible hissing sounds and whatnot. And it all is very, very creepy, while he also maintains that he treats his animals very well. Of course, the fact that they are human beings and have a level of consciousness that they can kind of understand everything that's happening to them, as well as they can feel the pain, anxiety, and all that surrounding this, and not having vocal cords to scream about it, seems like one of the most terrifying things you can find. And having that juxtaposed to this kind of more seemingly innocent storyline where Vincent is saving this woman, it all meshes together in this very fascinating way.
Okie dokie. I'll be right back.
All right, guys. So real quick. Oh wait. What the fuck? What is that? What the fuck? That's right. It's an ad. All right, guys. This is an ad. Have you ever wanted to get a part of a film club where you can discuss various films with peers of like-minded individuals that are into cinema? Have you ever wanted to get extra content and be early to the show when it comes to the movie reviews here on this channel, or with seeing the newest trailers, getting updated with the various news in the movie industry? Well, then you should check out the Smokin Sessions membership. Go ahead and click either the join button below, or you can go into the description and click the link at the top of the description, and it'll take you to more information about each of our categories and what they can do for you. Now back to the video. Now, also on top of all that, Vincent brings people in to stay in his little motel, which is why this is called Motel Hell.
What can I do for you? Well, we'd like a room for the night.
For example, there's this swinger couple who is really into some extremely weird shit, including animals, they mention at one point.
I wonder if they're into animals.
I certainly hope so.
They come over, they say, hey, we were told that there's like a swinger party happening here tonight. Vincent doesn't know what they're talking about, tells them to leave, but the sister realizes, hey, we can go ahead and actually like kill these people, kidnap them, and make them into some meat.
There must be some...
Vincent, look. Here we are.
Oh, yeah.
So they do so, and that is a very strange scene where essentially they fucking make them think they're just going to tie him up, but then they put on the gas that knocks him out and they toss him in the pumpkin patch.
That doesn't smell like laughing gas.
Oh, this is special laughing gas.
What is that shit?
Throughout this whole thing, there's also an air that, like, hey, the girl might find out, the girl that Vincent saved, and it seems like they're seemingly building this kind of father-daughter bond, Vincent and the girl. Now, the sister gets jealous of this and then attempts to kill the fucking girl. And then Vincent ends up saving her.
What are you doing, Vincent?
This just further bonds Vincent and this girl, and then basically Vincent turns her down when the girl tries to fuck him. It's a very awkward scene considering it seemed very much like a father-daughter relationship going on, particularly because just a scene or two before, she kisses his cheek in this very innocent way that seems like, oh, okay, she's just grateful that he was saved by him, and she's assimilating into the family. However, again, after, Vincent saves her, she tries to smash. Her tits are shown for some fucking reason. There's a lot of tits in these movies from the 1980s. But so basically they move onward in order to apparently get married, because Vincent is an old school type. He believes in the Lord, and so he says, hey, if we're gonna have sex, I need to marry you first.
Are you proposing to me?
Now, I would have thought he was going to tell her, hey, this is more of a father-daughter thing, get the fuck away. But no, he just wants to go by God's word. So then he has, apparently he goes down, tells the pastor, the brother finds out, and he thinks that they've done something to the girl, that they're forcing her or something along those lines.
I don't believe it. You mean he's not forcing you?
Forcing me?
Because, you know, of course, if she didn't want to fuck him, then why would she fuck this older guy? It makes no sense, right?
Oh, he's not normal at all. And he's dumb. Yeah, and his pecker don't work either.
So basically, she comes in, or he comes in and talks to the girl, and she says, no, this is definitely something that I want to do.
I love Vincent, and he's gonna be my old man. Get it?
Now, the brother is super suspicious at this point, and he moves on to try to investigate Vincent, and he finds various cars sunk in the marsh in the back of, you know, the house area where Vincent stays, as well as he finds out that, like, Vincent ended up killing the boyfriend on the motorcycle, and this kind of brings the girl to the realization that, oh no, she really is in danger, which I don't know why the whole, like, story about the dog earlier didn't freak her out even more to the point where she would leave, but it didn't, and this is the point where she finally realizes what's good.
I dug those out of the front tire of your motorcycle.
Are you trying to tell me that he shot us?
Yeah, I am trying.
So the sister comes in right at the right time in order to stop the brother from taking the girl away, and the sister says, hey, we need to teach you how to cook meats if you really want to fucking, you know, be part of this family. So they go in, they reveal that Vincent really was the killer this entire time, and this scene occurs where basically the girl spits on Vincent.
What do you see?
Is talking about how it's evil that he does this to human beings. He tries to give this speech about how he treats his livestock well and whatnot.
There's too many people in the world. Not enough food. Now, this takes care of both problems at the same time.
And so as it goes on, what we end up finding out is that the livestock, so to speak, gets loose from the dirt that they were stuck in and comes up and kills the sister. And then goes in to try to take on Vincent. Vincent subdues one of the men. However, a like fucking pig mask falls onto his head, like the head of a pig falls onto him. Somehow he can see through it. I don't know how that's the case, but I guess he gets these all-seeing superpowers when he's within the thing. So he is fighting, you know, with this fucking chainsaw against, you know, these other people, including like Bruce, the police officer brother. And the entire thing is really cheesy, really crazy. This fight scene is one of the weirdest that I've definitely seen in these types of films. So we get the fact that Vincent gets stabbed through the side with his chainsaw. Now, this, for some reason, brings him to a final epiphany where he realizes everything that he's done so far has been wrong, even though, like, he came from this position like, oh, this is art, what I'm doing here. This is going to be remembered forever. And it really kind of tries to touch on, at certain points, this beauty of the grotesque or the beauty of what we find to be disgusting, and that particular being this almost art project that Vincent is doing, where he keeps these people underground or partially buried, etc.
Secret garden. At the end of the dirt road.
He also has some other weird shit in there, like he hypnotizes them as he's about to kill them in order to make it a more painless death for them.
I had a feeling you boys could get behind this.
There is a seemingly principled position that Vincent is coming from, which is why when he does have this final epiphany, it does seem even more weird. Like, the whole time he just needed to be stabbed, and he would have figured out what he was doing was wrong. There isn't much left after that. I mean, the movie really kind of ends somewhat abruptly thereafter. You get the final shot of the Motel Hell sign, which it says Motel Hello throughout the entire thing, but finally the O goes out, and it just becomes Motel Hell.
It's an evil motel.
I think that for the most part, this movie probably spawned a lot of other like cinema and other things. For example, it definitely seems like one of the first ones to have that whole like motel sign trick where, you know, one letter flickers out and it turns into a new thing. It also seemingly is very similar to, like, for example, the Walking Dead game. There's this cannibal family on a farm, has a lot of similarities to there.
You're eating human meat.
That's crazy.
What the hell? You're scaring the kids, Lee.
And there's just a lot of other similarities that I've seen throughout various different pieces of film, cinema, etc. That definitely, I think, probably came from here. I think, it has a really interesting Scooby-Doo vibe, and I really fucking loved this one. This is probably the favorite one that I've watched so far, besides Chopping Mall, but I think Chopping Mall comes in at a close number 2.
Hey, this place is cool, isn't it?
Well, we can turn up the heat if you like.
What do you guys think? Do you like this movie? Did you hate it? Have you not seen it at all? Let me know in the comments down below. Besides that, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That'll pop up during the outro, and the rest of our links are down in the description too. We have gaming sessions for gaming content, movie and smoking sessions for movie content, CrazyRocky for variety content, and the Try Podcast is our podcast channel. All right, guys, I'll see you all in the next one.
Get the hell out of here.
I spaced out of my head to the depths of the universe. It's a spell or a chance just to open up.